Forgot to turn this on. Doop. There we go. Alright. Hey, welcome. Alright. Do the rest of her. And I guess an ad's gonna show up in the next 3 minutes or so, or 4 minutes. Not too bad, it's just the beginning of the stream. When Jam got cheek, I'm right. I mean, can't complain. Okay. Definitely a soft ride. Well, she's got the back to support it. It's like 10 out of 10, will ride again. The bag rescue used some padding. I guess I can remove this line since she's putting her claw over it. There we go. Hope everyone's doing alright tonight. Put the neck fluff there in a moment. It's one of those things where I just want to get the body right. Well, that's good. At least you had something good to eat. Now you got a full tummy. It was the only thing you had to. Oh, okay. Hello, Pablo. Oh, you did? I mean, it's good to help out family, but good thing you ate something. Okay, so let's kind of fluff out these cheeks a bit. Fatty batty. I'll put her shoulder there just so there's a little bit more going. I'll have to look at that later on Discord. Welcome back from ad hell, from the ad dimension. All right. Actually, let's fluff out this side more. There we go, that's better. Fix her eyelashes. There we go. Her foot would be like over here, so I'm not gonna draw that. Think we're good on this part. Let's clean up a little bit. All right. try to do this right. Reference is a little wonky. So we got more here to do there. Hey, Alex. Nah, that should be fine because we're wings, so technically we're doing all that. Just a little bit of this. Plan on getting this done tonight. Try this. Yeah, this is the last commission from the auction commissions. And then if the person's okay with it, I will post them publicly. I mean, he should be alright. He was cool with me streaming the last commission. that I had worked on. So I don't see why they'd say no. But if it happens, it happens. I just want to get it done. Okay, judging from the references, it looks like it could be whatever. Grab. Why did I get the feeling this was a previous poll choice? No? If it was, I don't recall which one. There was a bat poll at one point, but this character was not on it. This is someone's OC. You might be thinking of a character from the Silver Wing cartoon, but that's the most I can think of. Okay, then next. Next, apparently, we throw a bunch of cocaine on her. Anyway. Let's see. Let's try this. Maybe. See how this flows. I think I'll tone it down once I'm done. Yeah, might as well. So something like this. Let me look closer. Yeah, it's pretty prominent on her. Well, if they tell me to tone it down, I will. Tightly fitted Rouge's outfit. After that one picture of Big Rouge, why not? Shoot. That's a useful reference drawing. Use that for Jam or someone. Fucking make a new character with that build. I don't mind. Okay, so good on all of that. Can move on to the next step. There we go. Big belly. Yeah, I still have the Fat Lovers Clubs to do, so I'll try to work on those either tonight or tomorrow. But I do want to try to get at least one of them started and finished tonight. So I'll likely work on that after the stream. I need to finish doing stuff in Arc Knights too. Hey Jet, I'm doing alright. Just working on this last commission from the auction. I think if I do open up for commissions again, it'll either be in January or February. Probably February if I had to throw it out there. That's my initial thought at the moment. But who knows, I might change my mind. Like I often do, but either way it's gonna be a while. I might take a longer break. But we'll see. Actually, and then I need to work on one more Black Circus and then get back into iHat stuff. Still have to do the secrets page next. Or the next one. Lots to do. Oh yeah, Thanksgiving's this week. What day is that? Thursday. No, Friday is that. Oh yeah, this year's Thursday. Yeah, so I'm gonna be busy all this week. Thank you for the hug. Well, I don't remember. Shoot. But yeah. So probably not gonna be streaming for the rest of the week after maybe Wednesday. We'll see about Wednesday. Because after Thanksgiving, I have a birthday to do. Because my friend's birthday, like, immediately after Thanksgiving. So I'm like, that sucks. Not sucks that it's her birthday, but it sucks that it had to happen right after Thanksgiving. Black Friday birthday. If I have a chance, I should draw like Blake for Black Friday or something. Just make like a bunch of art sets on sale or something. I don't know. Sounds like something I should do. Or make like a Blake set for Black Friday. Like one of the collector ones. That way it's just, 2 picks and then do something. I was debating on drawing a stuffed turkey girl. Because there was a bird character that I wanted to use for a gator mom who like meets a bird character, stuffs her silly and plans on eating her, but then ends up treating her like one of her own, so she doesn't eat her. So maybe I'll draw that character along with the gator woman. It's like, why not? I got all these characters, might as well use them. True, I do have Kiwi. I have a lot of options. Okay, I do not want to mess this up. Well, it's probably gonna get messed up anyway, what does it matter? Just do my best. Let's erase some of this. Yeah, but Kiwi's had her time already. I have others to fiddle around with. And again, that didn't stop me from doing stuff with Marcy and Skyla for God knows how many times. Whatever I'm in the mood for. But newer characters seem fun to mess with. But yeah, I hadn't settled on what kind of bird character because I was debating on it being a chicken. But I think a turkey, especially with the occasion coming up, would be best. Just have to give her a favorable design. And I've had like holiday characters before, but I've only done like a few of them. Plum No Nut November. Who the hell said she was playing? It's all about dick destroying December. Or non-stop November. Or was it non-stop November? I don't know if Jam would agree to that, but it does sound like something that Raz would probably instigate. Raz would probably get Jam to agree on it at some point for like whatever wager, like whatever's part of the wager. Like it'd have to be something specific for her to agree. Exactly. Like it'd be like Jam would like you'd have to explain why Jam would even agree to that. But yeah, I definitely want to do the comic where Rez and Jam go to a bar so that way Jam can have fun for once. And Jam's like super uncomfortable because her sister or siblings, whatever, whoever's appeared at the time, have her all dressed up and has makeup and all that on. And I don't know, maybe Coffee helped her out with picking an outfit. And Coffee's like, here, these should fit. And Jam puts it on, and it's like her ass almost basically destroys it. And she's like, Jesus, I thought my ass was big. She's like, okay, let's get you something a little bit more stretchy. Well, that's basically what happens with. Well, not what. That's not entirely true. That's almost what happens with Plum's comic, where Plum wants to have some fun, and then even thinks she might meet someone nice like Apricot did, and then that's when she sees Coffee, and at first she thinks that that's Jam in disguise. He's like, "The hell are you doing here, sis?" And Coffee's like, "What?" And he's like, "I'm surprised you even wore this outfit. Where'd you get it?" And she starts grabbing her ass or whatever. And Coffee's just like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "Sorry, I thought you were my sister." And she's like, "Really? Your sister is a lizard woman?" She's like, "Yes." And then I don't know if I'm gonna have her bust out a picture of her. Actually, yeah, that would make more sense. She busts out a picture of Jam while Jam isn't paying attention, like a picture of Jam that was taken without her knowledge. And then that's when Coffee's like, "Well, I'll be damned." No spoilers. Pretty sure I've said this like numerous times, but okay. Of course, originally coffee wasn't a thing back then. And I think I've discussed multiple ideas, so who knows where I go with this once I get there. Because as we all know, everything I said doesn't exactly happen the way I say it. Like with I Hat 1, where Skylar was originally. Well, there was one idea of Skylar dying, and Marcy would be kept in like a dungeon-like thing where she'd be stuffed with food. That was a ending. And then originally, each of the chapters were gonna take was gonna take place through each day of 1 week. Yeah, this was before I Hat like expanded to what it is now. Like I did not plan on I Hat being a lasting season or a series. Stranger danger. Because I think at the time I was just gonna do I Hat, do the initial story I wanted because I was pissed off that I couldn't read Hetty, and then go back to Buckle. Yeah, that panned out very well. It's almost been a decade since this started. That'd be funny. There's all these sloshy noises as she's carrying her massive balls. Why do you keep saying Jam? I don't know. Maybe you have Jam's ass on the mind, so you're thinking of Jam more than you are of Plum. You're a booty person. You're an ass man. You know what you want. Yep, Maddie with the Billy. Which I should probably save. There we go. I need to make that a freaking point thing. Where it just says save. It's like, save your shit. Yeah, if you're working on anything right now, save your shit. You want to slam? Get down on Jam. Welcome to the Space Jam. Come on and slam, and welcome to the Jam. God damn it. That'd be funny if Plum got Jam a Space Jam shirt. And shorts. At some point I need to draw Jam wearing those panties that Plum got her for Christmas. That are obviously too small. Jam's not gonna... Honestly, Jam wouldn't care if they were too small. Speaking of Fav, the Lazy Bum still hasn't uploaded his Twitter on the latest pest control. From what I read on his DeviantArt, he doesn't plan to post it. Like the last pages, from what I read, he's not gonna post them. Those are panties, those are a thong in training. I know, they would have to hold with... From what I saw, he wasn't. I can check. Let me see. DeviantArt. FAF Comics 2. Where is it? Because I know he was talking to somebody about it. I think it's down here. People asking about Hetty again. Blah 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 blah. I'll have to read that later, because it looks like more stuff got added. Oh, you got more ads? No. But yeah, I thought I saw it there. I thought I saw he wasn't gonna post it, but I might be wrong. But I'll have to look again later. But by the looks of it, looks like he's hold on. But by the looks of it, it looks like he's trying to figure out what to do next. Welcome back. Yeah, from what I've understood, he's trying to figure out what he wants to do with his payment system thing, like, you know, how to get more people into it. And I already said my piece on it, because it's like, look, if you want people to join your thing, you can't handicap them on the content just because they jump in at the wrong time. That shouldn't matter. Like, I can understand, hey, I want to get paid for all the pages that I've made up until that point. Sure, fine, whatever. But make it easier to obtain. Like, why would you have somebody, like if today I posted page 100 of something and it took 2 years to get to 100, why would I punish other people who did not know my comic existed to wait 2 years in order to get to the point that I'm on right now? Like, that makes no sense. If anything, I would just make an art set or a pack of pages, put whatever price that I felt was justified to make them, and then there you go. And I understand, you know, he doesn't like people posting his stuff on other sites, but I mean, that's gonna happen. Whether the person's willing to take the hit on the pages being posted, or they figure out some way to manipulate it, or whatever. Like, people are gonna do it. Or the part that he shouldn't want to happen is that people don't post his stuff and become less exposed to his work, and then thus he doesn't get any new people. So he's kind of hurting himself with a double-edged sword here. You either want more people or you don't. And I just don't get it. I was like, why? And well, the part I don't get is how he doesn't understand this. Because he acts like he knows about business and shit like that. And like, yeah, I understand the business part of it, but you also gotta understand the community part of it. You gotta understand your whole actual fan base and customers or whatever. You gotta actually make some sacrifices if you want your business to grow. But he's trying to, like, not compromise, which is essentially hurting him. And then, from what I understand, he's thinking of doing AI stuff so he can just pump out content. And I've already expressed that that he should draw the artwork himself, because that's what people come there for. They don't come there for for generated shit. And he was thinking of, like, you know, make the artwork go off of his art style and just pump it out like that. And I'm like, that's not the point. You're missing the point. And then now they're trying to do more with CG stuff, which is also hurting what they're doing, because they're putting all this time trying to do animations and stuff, and I'm like, you haven't even finished the thing you were working on. Like, it's always weird where companies say, hey, we're gonna do this now, but they're not even done with their initial idea. Or not even companies, sometimes this happens with like indie stuff, where it's like for Kickstarters, where you came to support one thing, but now that they got like a lot of traction, they like try to expand it, and then it starts fucking over what people came for in the first place. Pretty much what happened with Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, where it's like, hey, this is going to be in a pizzeria mall, and the mall was only going to be like 2 floors up or something like that, and it was going to be small, like pretty condensed, so that way shit happens. But then, because I guess somebody modeled the megaplex to be like 3 stories, and it was like a lot bigger than they initially planned, they didn't want to scrap it, and so they went with it, but that like super hurt their production process because they weren't willing to downsize. And that's why Security Breach's initial release is a buggy mess. And that's why Ruined is so much better, because they didn't overstep themselves. They stuck to what they were good at. Random question: you do a Christmas Becky or a Gimp suit Becky skin for this? I could see myself doing a Christmas one. The Gimp one, maybe, but I'd probably only be able to use it on Picardo. Your heart is driving me batty, huh? But yeah, like for Faf, it's like I don't understand how Faf doesn't understand this, and like, and granted, if he's making enough money to justify his choices, then I guess, you know, more power to him. If it's working, it's working, I guess. But like, if his plan is to get new people into it, their first questions are, okay, the questions that I keep seeing with his work are, one, where's Hetty? Because a lot of people's attention is gained from that particular series, and the fact that he has to keep constantly telling people that it's only for specific people now doesn't make sense, because he can easily just make that an art set and sell the pages or whatever, and it's basically just punishing anybody who's interested in his work because of stuff that happened in the past. Which, again, even the stuff that happened in the past didn't make sense for him to retaliate the way he did, because he should have, you know, used that to his advantage. So he kind of screwed himself on that. Then, with pest control, people are asking, you know, what about the missing pages? Because he doesn't upload all the pages onto the sites. He skips around. And even with pest control, he starts off at like page 15, because he initially did not make the beginning pages because he thought people were not going to be interested, which doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's like, why would you start 15 pages in a book or in a story? Or into a story? Like, what? But aside from that, even if people were to support him and try to read Pest Control, they get screwed over, because wherever point they start off in, they have to wait an extreme amount of time to catch up to wherever Pest Control or any other comic has left off. Same thing for Vorkamp. So it's like, you get punished for being a fan, basically. And again, that would be like if somebody wanted to read iHat, and how long did it take me to finish iHat? Like, completely, like what, 4 years or something like that? 4-6 years. That'd be like if they wanted to read it now, they wouldn't be able to finish it till 6 years from today. That would make no sense. Nobody would support that unless they were really, 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 really eager. Like, that'd be super fan level. Like, you have to be really fucking dedicated if you're gonna just jump in and you wouldn't finish until 6 years from today. That would be incredibly dedicated. Like like those kind of ideas are stuff that game companies would want, but they know isn't viable at all. Like, they're already stretching it with the whole games as a service thing. They're already stretching it there, but to expect somebody to not be able to complete a game until they spend as much time as everybody else did to get there makes no sense. That'd be like playing Super Mario Brothers and you can't get to level 3 until a month or two from today. Like, that is incredibly dumb. And I'm sure there's like some way that he would try to explain it or something like that, but it's just dumb overall. It's like, you can explain it, but it's not going to make it any better the way he's explaining it or has explained it. And I know other people from his subscribers has agreed with me on that, and he's like trying to figure out a way to not do that, to not make it so that other people can just, hop in. It's like he was like partially admitting that his idea may not work, but he just still didn't want to like not he just like still double down in order to not accept the idea entirely, or accept the suggestion. So I don't know. Whatever happens, happens, I guess. And again, like, I didn't get into Hetty until it was on like chapter 4. And the only reason why I even knew Hetty even existed was because it was on other sites that posted it. So if it had not been for those sites, I would not know Faf even existed. And somehow he's not understanding that point. And even again, I suggested to him, I was like, okay, if people want Hetty, then just sell Hetty, sell the pages. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Amazing color, I haven't done anything yet. Well, the base color, sure, but I haven't done much yet. I'm still shading. Great, more success. Well, thank you. Like, I don't. It's weird because it's like he does good artwork when he's actually doing it and all that. I still find it odd that he has like a whole team to do the whole CG stuff, but it is what it is. But it's like he does good artwork when he does it. It's like he has a good idea, but then he's his own worst enemy. He just kind of ruined it. He ruined everything for himself. And like, I don't know if the money he's making is enough, because like, if he's paying people to work on the CG stuff, then he must be making some significant amount. But again, this is all in like Russian money, so I don't know if the dollars, like, I'm sure the dollar is worth more where he's from or something like that. But so it could be justifying his choices, but it's just weird from my point of view. So all I'm doing is just learning from what he's doing at this point and learn what not to do. And just, go about it my own way. And I'm sure there's some decision stuff that I'm doing that's probably not the best. Like, maybe I should do more commissions. Maybe I should pull back on certain things like, I don't know, Fat Lovers Club or character polls or something. Like, I'm sure there's some particular choice that I'm doing that's like, this isn't the best. Should probably only do this. So, like, maybe, you know, working on so many comic stuff all at once is a horrible idea, and I should just cut back on one of them. But, you know, trial and error, see what works, what doesn't. Shading on the other side of her belly is a little too dark. Yeah, that's true. I was thinking about that as I was removing some of that. So if you're saying it, then yeah, it's probably something I should mess with. Let's turn that off, put this back on normal. There we go. But and like I'm looking at other artists and seeing what they're doing with their systems and all that as well. Trying to find my sweet spot. Because it's like I'm trying to, you know, still increase the people that are viewing my stuff so I can do more in the future. And then trying to do more streaming because that's helping, because people on YouTube are increasing, so that's a good thing. That smile is priceless. Maybe focus on one comic chapter at a time, or maybe focus on one comic per month. Well, definitely not one per month, because that means we'd be waiting on pages in a stagnant state. But yeah, maybe one comic would be better. My biggest, like, the issue that this might be just a me thing. My biggest issue is just making people wait for the other stuff, but maybe that might have to be the case where I just focus solely on one thing so I can get something done faster. And maybe that's a better choice, because the faster I get through one, the sooner I can get through the other, and then keep going. If I do decide to do that, I might let you guys vote for that. It's like, hey, do you guys want me to keep doing 2 comics with the exception of Secrets, because Secrets is not going to be that long, or because once Secrets is over, I can just stop working on like a side stuff. I can just put more time into the others. But might make it a vote where it's like, hey, do you guys want me to keep working on 2, or do you want me to focus on 1 so we can get through 1 faster? Because I'm fine doing either. I just want, you know, to make sure people are fine with, you know, how time is dispersed. And it's not like I'll lose track of where I am in either comic, like whether I stop like now or if I stop after a chapter's done. Like, I'm not gonna lose track of where I was. Like, I immediately picked back up after I was done with I Hat 1. So we're not gonna have that issue. If I had to take a wild guess, I would say people are probably more interested in Black Circus at the moment, just because of the Vor stuff. But even if I had to take another hiatus, I wouldn't like forget where I'm at. Like, it's really obvious where I'm going with it. And I mean, it's been in my head for years, so it's not like it's leaving anytime soon. But yeah, like that might be the turn that I have to do. Is that I just need to focus on one thing at a time and keep going from there. because stretching it out is probably not what's working. It's probably not helping at all. Or, you know, stretching myself amongst multiple projects is not helping. So I might think on that more tonight, actually, and just I'll explain, like if I do leave it up to a vote, I'll definitely explain the differences of the two a lot better. Make it perfectly clear. It's like, okay, if I'm focused on one comic at a time, I can probably burn through that comic faster. And then once it's done, I can move on to the next thing. If I'm working on two, it'll take them longer to finish. And just make that perfectly clear. So that way, whatever gets voted on, that was the decision of the people. I'm fine with it either way. On a personal level, I'd probably be a little iffy about it because it's like, I want to get through more stories. But at the same time, I'm okay with working on two things at once. It's not going to bother me. I'm more interested in what you guys actually want in terms of quantity and quality. Which is also why I'm looking into other art styles, so that way in the future, if I do decide to change styles with different volumes and all that, or different chapters, it might make things easier. So I'm always thinking about multiple things all at once. So this is the stuff I think about throughout the day. Just going like, okay, how can I do better? How can I do this art style better or something? I read that Black Circus is number 1. It's a more cohesive story than I had 2. I'll be honest and saying it feels less clear and straight. Yeah, I had 2 is in a state where it's like it's not going to be clear until a certain point, and it's still pretty far from that point, if I'm being honest. Like I'm getting through the parts that I want to get through, but the part that hits you, that's gonna hit you, is still a ways off. Black Circus is a lot closer to all the fun stuff because it's kind of direct. It's not super focused on what's the word I'm looking for? Like any hidden guesswork, because we pretty much know what we're looking forward to with Joanne, whereas Andy and Emerald's situation, there's more mystery behind it because it's like, okay, we know something happens because Emerald shows up in I Hat 1, but we don't know how they get there. So I think that's the part that's gonna take a while. There we go. So if I had to take a wild guess, I think Black Circus would probably get the okay. And it'd probably be a lot faster to get through Joanne's stuff because I know exactly what I'm doing with her and how to get there and all that, and all the middle stuff. I think once Black Circus is over and I hop back onto iHat, it'll be a lot quicker to get through, you know, the filler stuff. Well, air quotes filler. It's still needed, but I'll try not to make unnecessary pages. And that's when I realized what I fucked up on. Huh. Wait. Damn it. Hold on a moment. Did I fuck up? I think I fucked up. Oh, yes, I fucked up. That's not good. See, this is what happens when I get thrown off. This is gonna hurt. Hold on, let me get another song. This is gonna hurt. Let me just grab another song to listen to. Can't believe I did that. It's been a long time since I've done that. I should have noticed sooner. Okay, so anyway, I fucked up. So everything I just did here is wrong. Let's delete that. Because I was wondering, I was like, why is this on this? And now I know why. It's like I noticed it, but I didn't click on why. There we go. So at some point I must have not noticed that I wasn't on the right layer. That's okay. At least this is like a step that isn't difficult. It's just gonna be another, I don't know, 20 minutes. But I was like, something's wrong and I don't know why, and now I know why. Pretty patient for quality stuff. Yeah, I understand that. I'm usually am too. I just, like, on one end, there's like, you know, so many stories I want to do, all the stuff that I keep talking about and stuff like that. And then on the other end, it's like, I don't want to rush it because I don't want it to come out wrong. And I'm sure you guys, a lot of you guys are willing to wait. It's just, it's more of a me thing. It's more of either me being somewhat impatient because, you know, I just want to keep going and do all this other stuff, or it's me thinking that I'm making you guys wait longer for things, which I don't want that to be the case. Is she a fruit bat? No. I can't remember the full story for this character. I think she's a pastry bat. Like, she likes to eat donuts and stuff like that. So in this scenario, she's supposed to be fully stuffed after like raiding a donut shop, and she's being caught by security. And it's like that. It's like that situation of do what you must for I've already won scenario. So there's gonna be like crumbs and maybe like jelly and stuff all over the place, and she's just like in a food coma or like a drunken food state. We could say she ate our Raz and the girls. I'm pretty sure that she wouldn't have the stomach for them all. Which is ironic because the Fruitcast's real form is a fruit bat. Technically. But yeah. I'll think more about it tonight, and then in the morning I'll probably put up a vote on what people want me to focus on. And I'll, like, you know, put out my explanation for why there's a vote in the first place, and then, you know, the differences between focused and spread out, so that way people understand the differences, and whatever they decide is what I'll do. And like I said, I'm perfectly fine with either decision. I just want to make sure you guys are okay with it. Because I know at one point I was working on like 5 comics simultaneously. And that was like one of each for like a few weeks, or like a month, or like a few months or so. But then people wanted me to focus less on so many comics, which made sense because I was only doing like a page a week. But when you boil that down, I was like 5 pages a week. Granted, they were easier to do back then. And I wasn't doing speed painting and Fat Lovers Club and character voting and stuff like that. Was I still doing commissions back then? Probably. Because I didn't. Yeah, I was, because I didn't stop doing commissions till like 2020. I'm on the right layer, right? Yes. Okay, let's save and make sure I'm on the right layer. The issue is that if your attention gets pulled elsewhere, then it can leave a shelf comic further behind. Yeah, that's true. So, I just need to stay focused and not drift off anymore. So whatever it is I have that I'm working on, just stay the course, or, you know, once these comics are done, can go back to like Buckle or World Gates or whatever. Or if I have time, you know, maybe work on a page every once in a while for either. But only if I actually have the time for it. So I need to decide what my quota is each week for each for whatever I'm working on. So like, for example, if I'm only working on, let's just say, Black Circus, I need to decide how many pages I'm going to do a week, stick to it, and then use the extra time or whatever free time I may have to work on anything else, whether it be a page for another comic or an art set or something like that, or even an animation, because I've been looking at a lot of animation stuff too. So I just need to put my time into better use. So, you know what, talking this out, I think focusing on one comic may be better. So I might just lean into that, into doing that, but I don't want it to be so sudden. So that's why I think a vote might be better in terms of communication. But these are my thoughts at the moment. Yeah, because I mean, obviously, Buckle and World Gates have had like the biggest hiatuses right now. For Buckle, I just need to put the pages out publicly, just take them off of Webtoons, because I don't even know why they're there anymore. Because Webtoon, like, it wasn't until later that I realized that the stuff that people want from Webtoons, I'm technically already doing on my own. Because that was when I was gonna do that one, be part of that one contest, and then it dawned on me. I was like, wait, why am I doing this? I was already doing it for my own stuff. Why am I doing it for Webtoons? So, all the ideas that I had for that comic or that series, I'm gonna save for me. But yeah, it's definitely a focus or better scenario for the. But the prize money was like I think it was like, even if you came in like 4th place or something like that, because like if you came at the lowest place, it was like what, 500 plus some other little prize, and then like I think, because I think top prize was like 4K or something like that. I completely forget how much it was, honestly, but it was like around that. It was like that, and a deal with, you know, Webtoons to basically they'll pay you just to make the comic and all that for them, and then, you know, before you could put it on any other sites, they have like, they get the early bird thing or whatever, where you can't have other sites catch up to them or something like that. And I was like, and after working on the page I was working on and then thinking about it, I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm already doing what they're putting up, or what they're offering. I can do that on my own time, and I can do more of it. So I don't know. It just, at least from my perspective, it just seemed like I was just going out of my way to do what I was already doing. So that's why I decided not to enter that contest, because I was sitting there going like, wait, I'm already doing this. So it just didn't make any sense to me. And plus, like, if you did go to Webtoons, they would have like some version of rights and stuff like that. I guess I could always put my stuff on Webtoons for whatever reason, but I don't know. No, because even though Webtoons has a mature tab, it's definitely not useful. Because, like, at most you see a nipple. It's pretty much it. I'm like, no. And then even then, like, they had a well, I don't even know if they have a mature tab, because every time I tried looking, well, maybe at the time they didn't, but I remember Buckle got hit with flags or whatever, because it had Natalie with nips showing and all that, so I had to like censor the pages just to put her up there. So yeah, I need to post the Buckle pages publicly, because whatever with Webtoons. If I do update Webtoons, that'll be on my own time, or like if I feel like it. But I'm definitely not gonna do it the way they have their site set up, because their site is made for phones. It's not made for the way I post on other sites and all that. So if I were to make it phone wise, I'd have to do it in that fashion. And then what was that other site? It's like Webtoons, but it's not. Fuck, what's the name of it? Started with a T, I think. Could probably find it real quick. Blah 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 blah. What was the name of that site? Damn it. Tapastic. There we go. I know, right? Like, I would have to completely rethink how those panels would be. Yeah, because at one point I thought of censoring iHat so I could put it on Webtoons and Tapastic, and then after a while I was just like, nah, it's too much work for to do that. Plus, I'd have to restructure the panels and all that, which is another hassle. Like, unless I make the comic with that in mind, it just doesn't make sense to try to port it. Da-da. But yeah, just a lot to think about, because I've likely been making it harder on myself for no reason by tackling on so much. So I think I need to downsize what I'm doing. So yeah, I'll think harder on this tonight because it's kind of something I want to put into motion sooner than later. So I'll likely let people vote on which comic they want me to continue. Work on that till either, and work on that until like the chapter's done. And when the chapter's done, put up a vote on if they want me to continue that chapter or should I move on to another comic, which will likely just be continue the chapter because makes sense, or continue the story and finish it because that makes sense. And then tackle it one at a time, and it's probably better to do it that way. Because unless I'm making shorter stories, it doesn't make sense to do multiple at the same time. And since both comics are relatively long, it's just going to be harder to actually finish them if I'm doing two and spread out. And then in other areas of downsizing, definitely gotta do, I gotta stop doing commissions. I guess that would probably be the first step because they're just time consuming. They're helpful for making extra cash, but at the same time it's like it still pulls away. So maybe if I do keep them around, like just keep doing it the way I'm doing it, just only do 3 at most and just keep it that way. And then Fat Lovers Club and Character Poll, they're whatever, as long as I get them done within the month, then they're fine. And then anything extra would have to be once I'm actually done making comic pages for the week. So whatever quota I feel like doing for the week, just stick to it. And then any free time I have will be the time used to do extra shit. So yeah, that's my initial thought on the situation. And it wasn't until I was doing this that I noticed you were not properly colored. Luckily, you're an easy fix. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna think a lot more on it tonight. But I do think that I will open up to a vote and just, explain what I'm doing, and then leave it up to the people. It's like, do you want me to keep doing 2 with time spread out, or do you want me to focus on 1 and potentially get something done faster? Which is likely the case if that were to happen. Then it just boils down to how many pages I can do in a week. As long as I'm not doing other stuff, which towards the end of this month and beginning of next month, I'm gonna be busy with some things. Have funeral stuff to tend to. But I'll let people know when those days come up, because I will likely not be able to work on anything. I'll say more for the beginning of next month than in this month. This month is more like this week that I'll be busy. Mostly because of Thanksgiving stuff and birthdays. But other than that, should be good for the rest of this month. It's next month I gotta think about. Do getting closer to finishing this. After this, it's mostly just the background that I gotta tackle. Well, I still gotta do the highlights and all that, but background's the only other part that's gonna take some time. I just gotta check the notes. To see if there's anything specific that I need. I think we're good. Do. Yeah, sorry you guys can hear my clicking and all that noise and all that. I realize that you guys can hear that. But I do not have a sound room or a microphone for this stuff. I'm just using a headset. Okay, don't need these on anymore. Move this one over here. Love that facial expression. Okay. Oh yes. She's like, yeah, I know I'm caught, but it was worth it, and just lets out a huge belch. Oh yeah, I forgot that I erased those earlier. Because I was doing something and I ended up erasing them and I forgot to put them back. That is not the right pen. I don't like the way this one turned out. There we go. Yeah, I was like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Did that. Shed some light on her. Since it's supposed to be that she's like caught. Put a bit of shines on her. Okay, and we're good on that part. Next. Okay, since she's supposed to be kind of caught, let's try to use this light. Kind of like here. And a little bit more than that. I don't think it's going to give me what I'm looking for. Let's do it this way. Let's try 30. It's gonna have a case-by-case thing doing it this way. Then just change it to 10. There we go. So we got a little bit of a contrast. Do. Alright, she's done. Let me just check the notes to see what I need to do for the background. Okay, so there are some extra stuff I need to do to her. Oh yeah, I need to put donuts on her ring, on one of her wings. Have her covered in powdered sugar. Okay, I can do that. Alright. So let's do the powdered sugar first. I can do the donut in a moment. What does this look like? Oh yeah, that would work perfectly. And I'll just erase what I think doesn't look good. Lessen it in spots that I don't think would work. Obviously her mouth. And I'll get anything that's in her eyes in a moment. Try not to get it in places that it wouldn't be. Unless she was just like completely being a slob. Trying to tone it down a little bit. Can always make two versions, so that way one is covered in food and one that isn't. I'll cut the sugar just in case. Save. Okay, got all that. Clean this one up a bit. Put a shadow over that. Do that later. It's quiet. Too quiet. And I don't need the other layer because I'm over here. Oh, nothing. I'm just talking. You're like, bah! Like, dang it, Bobby, I'm trying to read my stories. He takes a Pikachu. Surfing the web. It's kind of an odd term to say anyway, surfing the web. I mean, I guess that's the only way to really say it if you're gonna do it like that, but I guess browsing or searching around or something makes more sense as well. I don't know. It is what it was. we knew what things were back then. We didn't care. We just did it anyway. Okay, so for this part, back when there was a web worth searching, right? Yeah, like honestly, for me, I've just been going around like mostly the same sites. Very rarely do I end up on anywhere new. And if I do, it's mostly probably just to look for like a show or something that I can't normally find. Just like look for like a streaming site or something and say, hey, do you guys got this? Cool. Because for some reason, companies don't want us to watch certain shows that we like, and we have to find it elsewhere, whether it be a Blu-ray series or whatever. Which reminds me, I need to see if Amazon's is on Blu-ray so I can get that subtitled. Honestly, I just miss that 90s feel that anime gives me. That's why I usually watch the old stuff. This feels more put together. And granted, newer shows nowadays aren't bad or anything like that. Like, they're definitely good. But it always feels like there's something missing. messy eater. Let's see. Don't have to go too crazy with this. Just wanna know. Would probably help if I was on the right brush. There we go. Get some thick jelly all over. I definitely want to do a slime inflation comic where slime characters are used. Because there's some slimes that are just made to be edible. Or at least taste good going down type of thing. Thoughts on Yamato? Let me take a look. I might know what you're talking about. No, not One Piece. Space Battleship Yamato. Oh yeah, I haven't seen that in forever. I'll be honest, I've probably forgotten most of it since I saw it when I was young. That'd be something to binge. I should do that. I like vaguely remember, but I don't remember too much of it. I think it was on Konami at one point, unless that was like another show with a similar setting. Star Blazers. Both titles sound familiar, honestly. But yeah, if not, then I should definitely just if I haven't seen it, then I should definitely check it out because I like older style anime like that. Hell, I remember when I was like, I don't know, 5, maybe 6, I randomly saw 8-Man on Sci-Fi Channel, and all I remember from that episode was from the episode I saw, was like a guy got hit by a train, and then his arm got like blown off or whatever, but then like fucking mechanical wires came out and he like transformed, and then he fought 8-Man. And that was like a pretty brutal fight. And I think 8-Man's an even older character than that too. I think that was like either that was a newer version or it was 8-Man. Like that was around the time when like Dragon Ball was barely releasing in the US, and like Sailor Moon was a thing, like the original version. And then Tekkaman Blade was out, but it was called Techno Man. Fucking love that show. And then like a couple years after that was when I saw Guyver, the American live action one, for the first time. And then later on saw the anime, and the anime was brutal as fuck. I was like, oh shit. It's like, how old am I again? I'm like, I don't know anymore. I mean, I saw Spawn when I was like, what, 7 or 10 or something like that? I don't know. So my range of, man, I'm pretty mature for my age to be watching this. But then again, I don't know. I mean, they had fucking Chucky and all that at the time. I mean, I had a Terminator toy when I was younger. So when they say like, oh, you know, these aren't for kids, I was like, bitch, you marketed your toys towards kids. You start. That always blows my mind when people think that certain shows or whatever aren't for kids, and yet all the action figures and toys are marketed towards kids. It's like, here's RoboCop and Terminator. Both of them were pretty violent for their times, and yet, yep, here's a toy commercial for kids. Shows kids playing with them, so you know it's for kids. It wasn't just like, no, those are for the adults who watch the movie and they bullshit. And just so this makes sense, let's have the donut covered in powdered sugar too. Like you just found bags of powdered sugar and just fucking dump the shit. Technically, this would mess with the lighting, so let's move it down here. Would it look that way? If there's a light on it? Hold on. You. No, that's fine. I guess it would be toned down though. Oh yeah, definitely. That's like everything when it comes to like the rating system. Like people assume that the rating system just 100% means no, this is not for X group or whatever. When in reality it's just like, I mean, these are just helpful guides for determining whether or not you want your kid or whoever to experience these things or, you know, indulge in these things. It's not like a set rule that just says like, oh, it's rated R, you can't see it, period, the end. But people somehow misunderstood that, which isn't surprising given where we live, or given the times we live in, because people are dumb. And I mean really dumb. I mean confusingly dumb. Oh yeah, this looks much. Nah. It's less noticeable if I do it that way. Maybe I'll tone it down just a bit more. There we go. And might as well tweak this one. Oh, no wonder that didn't look right. Or, I guess it doesn't matter. There we go. Alright. I think I'm just gonna do a basic setup for the background for now, and then call it for the night. Yeah, I think I'll call it because it's just going to take more time to get everything done, and I can't do that on stream. Or I'm not going to have enough time. Take a look at the reference. So yeah, I'll set up where she's supposed to be. So, looking at it, it's probably like about here. There, that way it looks like she's... Actually, let's put her closer to the wall. That way it looks like she's resting up against it. And this will probably be about here. Because I want her to have like boxes or whatever. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have like some shelves or whatever for where she from where she got in, and maybe I don't know, maybe I might put a window or something to show how she got in or something like that. or not, whatever I find necessary. But yeah, I'm gonna have like crumbs and maybe boxes on the floor to show what she's doing, and of course, put a shadow behind her and all that. So yeah, this is her gonna be caught, and she's just like in a food hangover. I challenge you to draw some empty boxes behind her, but it might be overcomplicating the background. Or empty shelves behind her. I mean, I could just like put some like over here, and then whatever was here is like pretty much empty and gone because she's either gotten to it beforehand, or as she's like laying against the wall, she like notices it and then still keeps stuffing herself despite already being full. And then like probably have like another shelf over here. I'm just kind of mapping it out, and this isn't like where I'm gonna actually put it, but like, or actually draw it like that. But probably put like another shelf right here, like a bigger shelf here or something like that with more discarded whatever. Maybe this part over here is the like the main display for donuts, and it's just empty, and then all we have on the floor is just crumbs and jelly and sugar everywhere. So yeah, she's like hung over on a sugar high as well, and she's gonna be like, she's gonna knock the fuck out after this. Anyway, that's the idea at least. So when I'm done with this and I let the commissioner know if they give me the go ahead to post them, I definitely will. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. I will stream again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time because I'm going to do 2 streams tomorrow. So one at 12 and one at 9 p.m. And then, thank you. And then Wednesday will be another night stream, but it'll be the Not Safe for Wednesdays. So trying to see if I can do something adult related. And for Thursday, for the rest of the week, I'm just gonna say there won't be any more streams because there's Thanksgiving and then there's a birthday and all that to do. So if I have time to do a Thanksgiving pick or art set or something, then I'll definitely will. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do for Not Safe for Wednesday. I'll draw something risque, but yeah. Thank you everybody for coming. I will see you guys again tomorrow. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye bye.